Morning traders, this is a live trade recap. It's 4:24 on Friday. See, I took one trade and then attempted another, and I'll show you both. I have them both on video. So here you see it's just about 4 a.m. waiting for the markets to open, and then waiting for my watch list to refresh to today. They do. Vtvt, it was the sorry, just look at it right here. It's right before I switch pages. There you go. Vtvt, this is up 87%. And then over here, it's a number 4, which is, my rule says top 3, but when I go over to the chart and the float's good, when I go over to the chart, I feel like it's obvious there's a lot of volume there. Plus, I'm not quite sure if this was really accurate. You can see the volume building there. And then I went to, is it number 1 now? No, it's still number 4, but it's building volume. I forgot to clear my list from last Friday. So I get over to the chart and just check this thing out. So it opened here at 4 a.m. 341, went up 60 cents, which is a huge move. And then a lot of people sold off after that move, about half. And so that created this big topping tail, and that scared me a little bit. And one of my strategies is on the second candle, if it breaks the high of the first, I can get in. But this is a huge stop here. I mean, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm used to trading stocks under $4, like $1 and change, and maybe up to $4 because of the way my account size was set up before. So to me, like 10 to 20 cent stop is big to, or I should say like average to large. So this is like a 35-cent stop essentially. That just feels really big for me, but maybe it isn't. I mean, that's still like about 10% of the price. And if the stock's $1 and it's a 10-cent stop, that's also 10% of the price. So, or not 10%, but 1% of the price. So, no, what did I, it's too early in the morning. Yeah, 10 cents of $1 is, in fact, 10% of the price. Okay, so this thing does break and I get in, but I was definitely scared. Fear is one of the things that I'm struggling with the most as a newish trader, and I was scared of this huge stop. So I kind of overrode, I guess, my 2R rule, which says that once I'm in the stock, as long as I consider it a good entry, which as far as my strategy is concerned, that is a good entry. But I mean, at the same time, that front side entry is always a little bit sketchy compared to like a pullback. But let's watch what happens here. So, like I said, I was definitely scared. So I'm starting to try to sell some shares off here with just, I was trying to hit that 20-cent mark. So selling half with like a 7-cent gain. But, yeah, just see what happens. So yeah, I hit it when it gets to 420, but I get filled when it pops back down to 416. So it's only a 3-cent gain per share. So this is looking strong. That would have been the ideal front side entry right there, so that I could have a nice tight stop. But well, I mean, that's debatable. Let's see what happens. So all the way down here, from here to here, is 1R, like 1 times my risk. Just to give you an idea. Let me just fast forward because this trade took a little while. This thing just keeps moving up, but now it's pulling back here toward my entry. But I'm committed to stay in at least until it hits my entry. I was definitely too scared to let it come all the way down to my stop at this point. Now this thing rockets up. Some people might call that a 3-bar play. And if you just look at it here, it is. But the best 3-bar plays are at the beginning of a move. So if it happened back here, that would be a 3-bar play. But since this thing is already well into a move, it's not really a good 3-bar play. Although it does work out. It just has less probability of doing so. I mean, you could see how, it's getting a lot of pullback there. So that would have been hard to make money off of that as a 3-bar play. I decided to sell one more just because it looks like it's getting weak, and, it's already made a nice move. Look at it go now. It's still ripping up, making new highs. Keep in mind that 1R is right here, and it's looking like it's getting to 2R. And there I think it's definitely gotten to 2R now. The thing that messes with your head is, when you first get into those entries, I added one there to try to average up into this thing. When you first get into your entries, sometimes the candles look way bigger than they do later on because it's all relative. So now notice that, my stop doesn't look quite so far away. So I think that's another argument for why I just need to stop overthinking these trades and just hold. The only good outcomes are holding to 2R or stopping out at 1R. That's it. Nothing in between. That's my goal. And I'm really struggling with that right now, even though the evidence clearly shows that the 2R thing works much better than whatever I do. Look at this thing just rip. This thing went to 2R easily. Oh, so now I'm at it in, and I think my idea was, to hold on to at least one share, but I didn't feel very comfortable with how far my average up was, but that's my fault because I sold off so many shares. And then this thing pops higher and higher and starts to show like a little weakness. And then I meant to sell one share, and I had my hand on the sell all button. But let me see, where was I there? 461, because it did pull back, so I might have had to get out anyway if I didn't sell all. Yeah, and there you see I made $1.76 off that trade. Was it 461? The pullback only came down to 470, so I could have stayed in it. I could have held maybe to that 520 region, which might be about where I got out anyway. Let's see where my last order. 509. It's not quite. All right, so what's the results of that trade? It made $1.76, but it did go to 2R, even with that crazy, what I thought was a really big stop of 36 cents. So in order for it to go to 2R, it needs to go up, 72 cents higher than my entry, and it did. It did pretty easily. Took a few minutes, but it did it. So instead of making $1.76, I could have made $6.48, which is a huge difference. It's about over maybe close to a 20% gain, right? I got 4.7%, which, I mean, it's decent, but could have been much better if only I traded my plan. This isn't like oh well, it went so high and I could have had more profit. It's not that case here. It's just if I would stick to my plan, I would have the profit. Look at the difference here. So on the week, green and $9.39, and I would be, which is only about 1% of this account. But again, this is not a margin account, it's a cash account, so keep that in perspective. But look at this, I would have been up $25. So about, let me see, I think I said that wrong. I think this would be like, this is close to 2% now. Yeah, and this is close to 5% of my total account size. So anyway, yeah, that's it. I mean, I don't know what to say about the not holding till 2R. Maybe one of these days. Again, the problem with not holding till 2R is that, let's say next week, so this represents holding to 2R, right? So if I got stopped out at 1R, let's say on every single trade, then my I would be in the red about half this amount, about $12.50. So since I'm not holding to 2R and I'm at 939, let's say for example I take all the same type of trades next week and roughly the same. Well, I'm always trading 8% of my account, so the P&L should be similar. If everything stopped me out, I would be in the hole $12.50, which is gonna ruin my green from this previous week, right? But if I just held the 2R, I could withstand an entire week of getting stopped out at 1R and still be green after that. So that's the power of holding the 2R, and that's why I need to start doing it. I mean, again here, if I was holding the 2R, I'd be up this much for the whole month, and I'm only up $5.76. So anyway, so that's it. That's plenty. I hope you guys are trading well and holding to 2R if that's your plan. Anyway, have a good week, or a good weekend, I should say. Not sure. Maybe I'll be back later. We'll see at the open. Take care.